Hey, welcome to NodeJS Live. I'm Chad Collins, and I am one of the admins of our ever-growing Facebook page over here on NodeJS Live. So I just want to take a look. I've been checking in. Our group is growing. You know, last I checked, there was about 8,000 members. Now we have over 9,000, and it seems like only a month ago that I checked in. I've got a number of my friends that kind of pop up who are in the group. And today I wanted to show a script that I've worked on recently, just to kind of learn Google Cloud storage buckets, along with Node.js, and pulling binary files down from the buckets. So we'll be looking at that a little bit. Certainly, there's a number of things we could do to make the script better. I've got a long time programming JavaScript. I think every year that I think I know JavaScript to a intermediate level or expert level, I learn something new and realize, there's always depth that you can gain from learning from others. So I just want to thank everyone from Node.js Live who's committing videos, submitting videos of themselves doing live coding and sharing. So it inspired me to share a script, and it's not going to be as advanced as some of the things you see. So it's somewhat for beginners all the way up to a little bit advanced. And truth be told, quite a bit of it I borrowed, snippets from Stack Overflow, customized, and learned through some things that programmatically I knew were capable in server-side technologies like Node, such as reading and writing files and stuff. So there's some really neat things we're going to dive into. So with no further ado, I did want to give a super shout out to Narendra, who I did do a video once with him, and he's our admin over here at Node.js Live. And I think all of our success here on this platform, on this page, is thanks mostly to Narendra. I would say almost 100%. So I'm super grateful. And so I pinned one of his videos at the top, and I love it because while this is compiling, he goes ahead and sings a song. So I love the thank you, Narendra. I love the confidence and the ability to just entertain and teach people. It's so powerful because getting on live streams and sharing like knowledge. Years ago we didn't have any of
So
this,
now as you can
and
see, we have already installed
so
all
thanks
that
again,
stuff.
Narendra. So nowadays you can watch lengthy audios, and the concept of Node.js Live, folks, is that I'd like to have you all come onto our YouTube channel, which is here. So it's Node.js Live on YouTube is our channel. It's still very early, only a couple hundred subscribers. It's growing steady because when people do subscribe here, they also subscribe over there. But I think the concept of tying in, let's say, YouTube live videos, also placing them here on the Facebook page, and also incorporating GitHub and learning to tie that media more and more together. And of course, going live and live coding and even discussion about code. These are all really exciting paradigms. So, so it's kind of a long intro, but it's been a while since I've checked in on this group. We have several other groups, JavaScript Live, all of React.js Live. I guess the concept is that we want to see live videos of people coding and being, straightforward, because you can read so many things on the web where it's like do this, do this, do this, do this, and actually hearing someone talking about code is really powerful. So you may hear me make some mistakes about my script, maybe use incorrect terminology, or do the old school concatenation of strings with pluses rather than template literals or things like that. But I'm still learning, and coding with you all and with my colleagues. I always get a chance to learn. So um, let's just scroll the page here a little bit and kind of see we've got different folks submitting different things, and I just love it. I think more and more we're going to want videos posted here. We do allow websites, and we try to keep everything as low promotional as possible, and people just sharing code. So much to learn here. Here's an example of a video that I watched today that I really liked. It was async await in JavaScript. I remember when those keyword methods came into C sharp, and they'd been utilized as obviously an async method in other paradigms. And I really liked the explanation of promises better than promises, or how async await handles promises. So thanks for this video. You can tell it's got 8 likes, and I'm actually going to pin it to the top of the video here. So um, yeah, probably in the notes down below in the YouTube post, I'll go ahead and note where you can skip to where there's the actual coding, because I'm just sort of drinking my coffee and getting excited about getting back on video, working very hard on getting my background to work. There's still a little bit of anomalies here. So let's have some fun. I just wanted to make a video that's in the spirit of our groups, our YouTube channels, our Facebook channels, and occasionally our live interviews and coding challenges that we do with folks. So let's mark this as an announcement. And so it's just such a good little video. And things like this I'll probably take down. But if you see this, Ridoy, I want to teach Node.js for free if you want to learn. That's such a powerful way to learn, right? Is teach people. And I think you'd be a great candidate if we could connect and you're able to use YouTube to kind of do live sessions. You can bring a script, we could talk about it. People can come into the live chat and even ask questions. So so let's dive in. That's just a lot of preamble and thanks. I'm kind of a multimedia person from way back in my career, full stack engineer, jack of many trades. So I'm also going to be doing these audio background files. So let me show you what I got. Over on YouTube, they've got this free audio library. And if any of us do videos, you kind of learn that if you throw some cool backgrounds or beats through your live stream, you could get flagged or your video even taken down. I don't care so much about monetization, but yeah, I found this audio called Russian River, and I downloaded that. And then over here on FMA, I downloaded this guy's audio, which is a little more hardcore hip hop. It's called Chucky. So I might incorporate that into some live editing. So I'll switch back and forth. I'm going to spend a few minutes going through this script, but I'll also be doing some audio editing just to build a background. You can kind of consider this video an outtake and just getting video recorded again and sharing with you all. So let's dive in. So we've got the Facebook page. We got the Node group up here. We'll probably update the banner material to be more like NodeJS Live in line with our branding. And, we've got React.js Live. We've got a ton of the other channels too. We've got Vue, Python, machine learning, cloud, all of which are growing. JavaScript Live has maybe 1,000 members. React.js Live has maybe 5,000 members. And the number of members really bubble up the strength of the people submitting. Because I remember when we only had a couple hundred users in React.js Live, some of the really key folks putting out videos who are really knowledgeable and popular in the industry wouldn't even bother to post. But now that we have more users, they'll come in and they'll post and pin their shares. So it's very cool. It's an interesting community. So let's go over to let's get some music going. And I'm trying out Adobe Audition today. It's my first time, but typically when you're dealing with these sound editors, they have these similar copy and paste. You can concatenate audio sounds, loop, do different effects, transitions. So with no further ado, I keep saying that because I'm really lagging here, but let's get some background music going. I'm going to have to turn down my headset. Otherwise I'll be like yelling. Okay, I'll turn that down a bit. But who doesn't want to hear music while they code, right? And then I've got my OBS going. You can see down here the open broadcast software. Often I use tools like Restream.io to push to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But today I'm just going to record locally with OBS. Not very live, right? But somewhat live. And so we're just going to check out these beats. What I really like about this audio is it kind of comes in and it's groovy and it's mellow. Maybe we could turn it down low while we're writing some code, and then it's going to hit a beat right about here. It's nice, get you going. There's a section here that at first I didn't love so much, which was like, I think it was this section. Where was it? Let's find it. That part right there. So like at first I wasn't really in love with this. I was going to take that out, but it's grown on me, so I'm going to leave it in. But what I noticed about Chucky's audio is he uses another little laugh track that I had in one of my other videos that I kind of slapped together. So kind of the downside of the FMA I'm so on the audio engineering side right now, but the FMA stuff have certain licenses where, of course, you do attribution, but it's pretty strict. Like if you don't properly link that into your YouTube, you'll still get flagged programmatically. So even if you just put attribution down in the description, they won't usually take the video down, but you definitely won't get monetization points, which again may not be the target. But let's take a listen about what Chucky sounds like. Let's get that into our audio file just so we can play around while we finally get over to the script. So obviously, for SEO purposes on YouTube, you want to make videos that are about 10 minutes long, and clearly I've started with a lot of preamble to this. So, in the spirit of unedited videos and things like that, I don't expect there'll be a whole lot of viewers or watches, but it's all about making content and then eventually just trimming down what you have that's good, or maybe reproducing it and saying, okay, that was good. Let's hone in and make something very succinct. Like one of the videos I put out that was like literally 9 minutes was how to build a React.js app, using the CLI. And who doesn't know how to do that, right? But there are a lot of beginners that, including myself back then, they were like, okay, I'm going to practice this, I'm going to show it. And that video got probably the most likes and appreciation than anything I've ever done. So let's bring in this other audio, and I think you just go, let's learn through this here. I think you go import file, and then we'll go down to desktop here, and we'll go to I thought I had a folder. Let me see. Let's just download it again. I must have did a little cleanup, and I don't want to download this album. I want to take this song called Chucky, and let's get a little preview of it. So this is like, we already did some cruising music, and as things get a little more intense, like, okay, now I want to build the server, and like, let's hope for the best. But it gets a little intense here, so I don't know. If you can hear that laugh in the background, that's the one clip I have in some of my others. But I kind of like this. It gets a little more intense. Maybe we even take some clips out of this and put it into the mellow stuff, like kind of like a pause break. So let's download it, and let's get this thing going. I understand and I agree. And then I'm going to show in folder here thanks for sticking with me this far. Can't imagine being this unprepared, but we are. So let's Adobe Audio Edition. Let's go File, Import from File. And I want to take a moment here and to give another shout out to people that have always re-inspired me to be creative. I got 25 years in the web. You think that would impress people. It doesn't really, but the truth is gosh, I've been through so many projects and experiences. So this last 5 years, I really got to, there's a relearning, a re-upping of node-based applications, full stack client-side applications in React or Angular or Vue. JavaScript evolved immensely. Python's evolved immensely. A lot of the core tenets of the web are the same, but just tooling and just everything has just grown. So, as always, you got to keep learning. So I just want to really thank my good buddy Noe for always giving me the courage to say, you can do it, man. You can keep learning, because sometimes, like, I always have the confidence, but when you have good friends in your life who say, hey, you can do this, man. You're good at this. That's the bump that you need. And then my good buddy Mario, same thing. The guy's awesome. We code with each other. He learns so fast on like the new stuff all the time, and I always find myself, him and I, having our good coding arguments, and like I learn from him all the time, because I'm kind of like resting on my laurels, and I have my old vision of a lot of these languages, and he's always like, well, I'm kind of new, and then he learns the new way, and he's like, look at this, and maybe I'll be like, no, but I learned from him. So thank you, Mario, and also the inspiration. And then of course Adam is someone in my life that we work together on developing amazing technologies and innovations, and big thinker, and so just all of that vibe and spirit has just really helped me continue to enjoy the web. So I'm kind of on a little speech pitch here, but I just wanted to share and say thank you to those folks. and my mom. Thank you, Mom. But she won't be watching this, so let's go open this file from desktop and let's finally get down to this. We're still doing some audio engineering here. Let's see where it drops this file. I just did an import and I'm not seeing it. Oh, okay, I did an import and it did nothing. But here it is right here. So I guess I need to drag it onto the canvas. And this music is starting to end, so let's start her back over. Oh no, that was Chucky in the background over there. So thanks for that, Chucky. From Young Carts, there's your, and also this other guy named, what's his name? Dan Hennig. I'm literally going to put in the description, go to the 15-minute mark if you want to look at the code that we're going to discuss here in a moment. So I'm going to launch GitHub and I'm going to finish this commit. Let's see if this thing is, why these are still here, I don't know. I think this thing's crashing. Yeah, okay, there we go. So there's a logs.txt. That's weird. Oh, it says I deleted it, yeah. Let's just do another commit and say clean up readme and local download files. Clearing up. Yep. Let's see if I can spell that right. Okay. Commit to main. So I do use, just to keep things easy, I do use GitHub Desktop. I'm so busy doing many other things. Like, you know, command line is a great skill set to have, but more often than not, I don't mess up my my builds that while I'm doing 20 other things. So I think that's just a nice little secret tip for me. It's not for everybody, but I actually love using this little tool here. And then now that we've got this over here, let's do a little bit more music. We'll probably build a library so we can put these behind some of our videos on NodeJS Live. We being me. But yeah, so nothing like taking 30 minutes to get to the point. Let's see what's going down here. So we got these beats. Let's pause and then let's bring in Chucky. And then we'll just drag it right. Whoops. Did I mess that up? Kind of looks like I did, right? Is there no undo? Nope. Okay, so Chucky just came in. And so this is all Chucky. But why is it not added to my existing? Maybe I need to do a save. I want to get them on the same deal. Let's see if we can put this right in front. No, it just keeps overriding. So I think what we need to do is create, let's try to save this file. Save as, it's going to be an MP3. I guess that's okay. Doesn't feel right. Like, why isn't there like a project file for all of this? You think there would be monkey file, huh? All right, we'll go with this. We'll call it NodeJS Live Audio Experiment MP3. Cool. See, like it does a compression, like a lossy compression. So let's change it to something that won't. Maybe free lossless audio codec. What about MPEG-4? Oh, let's not get lost on it too much. Let's go with that. Alright, see what happens. Hopefully that allows us to do like multi-channels. So let's try to like multi-track here. No, I'm not seeing it. Let's go edit, insert, into multi-track session. We need like another channel so we can like overlay this stuff. And maybe I'm not in the right. Okay, here we go. I went to new multi-track session. Let's call it NodeJS Live. Sample rates, pretty, I guess that's pretty good. We gotta double check all this because that could be too low of hertz for Let's use a template of 24 track music session, huh? Holy moly. I don't know. Probably going to botch it, but we are using stereo. So let's go there. Now we're getting fancy, and it's looking familiar. So here we have the main project file. Here's the experiment. Here's Chucky. Okay, I get it. And then let's see if we can import the... We need to get that other audio file down again. Let's do it. Russian River. Boy, I sure wasn't prepared, was I? So let's go here. And let me get that file. Almost, guys. I swear this is going to get exciting. And Russian River. So let's import that. File, import, file, Russian River. So now we got that. So imagine we can take this one. Let's take Russian River first. And let's just put it right there. Does not match the sample. Press OK to make a copy of the file, which then become conformed. Sure. Great. Okay, now let's do a test play. Looks good. Alright, we could probably zoom out. Really like to zoom in, actually. I'd like to see more of the audio, but we can mess with that more. Is this the end? Let's scrub it. What's all this? Does this keep going? Oh, it's really zoomed in. Oh yeah. Okay, here's our zoom tools. Zoom. There we go. Okay, now on this track, we're gonna bring in this guy's Chucky stuff. We'll just drop it right there. Do the conform thing. It converts it. Great. Now it's gonna sound terrible overlaid together. Let's see. Yeah, it sounds horrible. That's not what we want at all. What we want is some music to last in the background, so I'm just going to move this guy down here to the back of this guy. There should probably be like an overlay handle, like a transition fade from here to here. You can kind of see it from there to there. But this will give us at least a few minutes of background music so I can get to showing you this script. And I haven't even described what the script does, so let's do it. So now let's start the music. Okay, now is where I should have started the video. Welcome to NodeJS Live. Thanks for all the 15-minute preamble, 20-minute more. But boy, Adobe Audition is rad. Make sure to save this. And let's get down to this. Okay, so folks, out there in computer land, we've got this this GitHub thing where I've got a little script called the GCP Public Data Landsat File Downloader. Trademark. Registered. Not registered, I'm kidding. But it's pure JavaScript and it's done in Node. And so in this repo, what happens is that like with my experience with looking at what this output is, and let's just do that. With no further ado, for the 10th time, this storage, this is the URL right here. Let's build this up. And then this is the path. When you go directly to this, you can hit it with, you know, either protocol, but let's just go with HTTPS. I mean, that's the standard. Yay. Okay, so tons of files in this bucket. And if you actually go to this bucket up in Google Cloud, and let's see if we can track it down. I think it's just like literally shared publicly. Let's go paste and search. There it is, the Landsat Data Cloud Storage Google Cloud. So you get right into this bucket, don't know, this is the product page. Is this the collection? At some point they open us up into Google Cloud where you can actually see the bucket. And maybe that's not it. Did I just click that? Here's their protocol. You get it big, okay. Note that you, okay, BigQuery. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you can hear the music overlaying. Now we're getting hardcore. Alright, please stand by while I did not have my bookmarks ready. Let's go back out onto Google and see if they just list it. Is it okay here? Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Come on. So we're in the storage browser, public storage browser. So you don't need any OAuth 2 authorization to this bucket, but especially in AppScript or in Google Apps script, like let me just go all over the place here, but Google, GitHub, OAuth 2, AppScript. Here it is. Like if you're working with AppScript where you can like create a service application, all you need to do is grab this ID and include this ID as a library over in your AppScript, and then you have a couple core methods you can use to just authorize and do OAuth 2 type stuff, including get into protected buckets where there's trust. So super cool little tip there. We're not going to do that in this demo because this is a public bucket. So notice here like there's these directories and keys and folders, and so like one of them that we're working with, for example, is LC0801 0001. So let's see, here's 08, here's 01. Come on, computer, wake up. There's oh, come on, 001. And I think we're looking for 067. Pretty slow. It's probably why the API is probably a lot faster. But like, where's 067? Oh gosh, I don't want to make you guys sit through this, but let's let it paginate out 100 of them. There's tons of data in here. 067. I think that's where we're headed. Let's double check our code. Yeah, so for this demo, that's the folders. And then they consider, I believe, the key to be the file name. So that's kind of interesting. So yeah, so like if you go into one of these, that's also a folder, but you actually then see files. So like that txt file, I believe that's a key. I'm still learning, but you can kind of also see it when you look at the XML here, and they show you that the key is basically a combination of the directories plus the file. So kind of interesting, and that'll make sense more in our script. But here we have XML. Now I did a quick look. I didn't spend any time on the APIs really. I just hacked at it and just like started learning through that way. Many of us do that. And I didn't see a JSON output for this, but using Node.js, I'd sort of expected that we'd be able to connect and just get a JS feed, a REST-based JavaScript object from our call. Instead we got XML. So immediately I turned my headlights towards looking for libraries that could take XML to at least JavaScript objects, and I found this library called XML2JS. So, and our music just stopped. So let's go for the old rerun. We might even peruse some more music, but we'll go one more time around on this. Yeah, it's cruisy. And then let's take a look at XML2JS. Now this stuff works nice. Like here's the NPM on it. Ever had the urge to parse XML and wanted to access the data in some sane way? Don't want to compile a C parser? Boy, these guys' marketing is amazing. So here's their usage. That's pretty interesting. You can do stuff like that. I probably found examples. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, promise usage. I'm not sure if I pulled their example methods directly out of here. I may have. So I don't want to come across like I wrote all of these boilerplate methods. I borrowed many quickly off the web, like this one, and I modified it. So let's dive in a little bit. So we're using XML2JS module. You import it, and you set up this thing called a parser, and then the attribute keys. And I kind of broke up the calls because I have plans to not do this. You know, we'll talk about, like, I'll just run the script here in a minute, but it's basically, I probably want to evolve this thing that when it does its downloads, it actually mirrors the way that they've architected Google's storage of this, where it's like folder, 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 one more folder, and then file. And so I kind of cheated in this demo where it's like, it just takes the XML key, which, if to remind you, is this thing, and like it does a really dirty thing where it takes any / character and just puts a dash for now. That way we could just grab the whole thing as a file quickly. So that's pretty ugly, and I'll show you where that is in the code. But it was a way to say, like, okay, let's just start getting these files downloaded. So the script needs more iteration, and certainly I'll do that. Also, some history on this GitHub is often, like so many of the little projects I do. Let's see if we can go back to wherever. Here it is. The reasoning behind XML to JSON in this instance with Node is that at some point, probably a React.js, a Vue, or an Angular app where Node is on the back end will be able to query this files down, but like have them in JSON objects, JavaScript objects, so that we can then populate like a data grid very easily and just have that transformation be, already done. So that was sort of the thinking there. And so you run the app, simply just call node XML2JS, and it will basically go out and call that out. So let's do that. I don't know how long this audio video has been going, but like it has to be at least a half hour. So we're finally getting down to the crux of what we want to do. And look, here's my documentation. Yeah, to run the file as mentioned here. Here's the method, and this is the latest. I don't know if this is the latest commit or not. Yeah, I do have the little. Okay, it is. Just did a commit. So let's run it. So over here in the terminal, we're gonna just basically go node XML2JS and run that thing. And you can see, let me pull open the downloads file. Interesting thing about this is the script, whoops, let me bring the folder over. Gosh darn it, I added a little shortcut on accident. Come on, Windows, don't fight me, I'm on live video. So inside so here's the XML2JS. Inside the downloads file, you can see that like I'm only pulling 2 files, and it's completed down here. And it also wrote a log file. It does look like it's still writing because I just got the thumbnail. So if you open up the log, it actually puts the date time stamp here, and then a tab. And then here's the actual file, just as a log for now. And it'll continue to append. So that's the functionality. Certainly better ways to do this. This could be helpful for the concept of logging. It could be helpful for a keep alive, any server issues or errors. Maybe it picks up because there's tons and tons and tons and tons of files, and maybe the query would be like, give me 5,000 files, and you want to use NodeJS to chunk through them and do them where it's just slow and steady on memory, and maybe some loading bars up on the client, or a check back later. And a log file, aside from moving to a database, which probably would be more logical, is a good start to start saying, okay, a write started. But right now it's just one log file. If we delete these files out, the script does account for like, hey, the log file doesn't exist, so it'll write it. That functionality probably needs to be added for the downloads folder. So let's go through this and say, okay, here's the host address and root path. Over here is the prefix. That's like what you build up in the query string. So if we really look at this right here, it's HTTPS, storage Google APIs, bucket name, and then this query string parameter prefix allows you to do a filter on these directories, and then you can do an ampersand max keys equals, and there goes our music. All right, one more rerun, and then we find another song. So let's, usually it's Control-Alt-R to go back, but I'm just gonna move my cursor because I don't want to mess up my little background beats. And so then back to this prefix max keys is another filter from the API of the XML REST API from Google's storage bucket deal there. And then you can set max keys. I've only put like max keys is 2. So let's do like 20. And so like now you can kind of see that we want to build up pagination at some point. So like a front end grid with a pull down was like, or default to like 20 in a view. But if like you do a query that pulls in 1,000 of them, it would be like 1,000 divided by 20, and then you'd get the little numbers written out on the bottom of the data grid in the UI. And when you click a link, it's going to filter from the client. So there's a lot more we can do to build off this script to utilize like full chunking or get a list of all 1,000 records, but don't download them all yet. Just do them by like however many the user selected. So like if I pull open my grid and I say, okay, list 500 of these at a time, and then I hit a multi-select checkbox on the left and it selects all 500, then I press download, then that client-side view will talk back to the back end and say, okay, now go get these particular filtered set of 500 out of the first, 10,000, because there's tons of data in this. So we'll build it up, but right now it's just a little getter script. And again, since I pulled this boilerplate code, it's pretty easy to read, but you can see the anonymous functions that once it gets the response, it just kind of starts to build up a data variable, clears it out, and then on response it goes and brings in a stream. It concatenates the data stream into this data variable, and then when it's all complete, it's time to parse data. And then down here we kind of see like this method called read elements. So if there's no error, if error is not equal to null, then it's going to go ahead and go read elements, passing in data. So then I just use a declarative function here. There could be a much cleaner way to do this, but this declarative function gets called read elements, passes in data. And then here we're trying to get a little cleaner, where it's like, all right, we know we need to get to the data list bucket result, which is going to be like the result of this filter down here. This host name, this bucket name, these directories, these pre-hard-coded filters of 20 records are going to basically output. And let's build that up. Let's do it just for fun. So our prefix is going to be this. So I'm going to show what that looks like over here so we go question mark, and then I think that's the prefix equals, right? So prefix equals that, and now we get this data, and there's a lot of records in here. It goes all the way down. There might be more than 900, I don't know. Doesn't give us a total at the top, does it? No, maybe, I don't see it. So then you go, okay, I want to max keys. So ampersand max keys. I don't know if that's dash. Max keys equals. Oops. Let's go with 5. So yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 records. They do have a header here called marker, and it's got sort of like a starting file, kind of a moniker. Like maybe that's like a page. Like you go to that landing page and it's like, here's your big image, and then you just like, everything below this is all of these. I don't know, but this is accessible in the data too. And then yeah, so we kind of read through that. So read elements does exactly what you expect. It gets that host filter we just looked at up there. We could log that out, but we just we don't need to at the moment. I'm gonna bring the terminal up a little bit. Well, maybe I will. So let's console.log results and see what we get. And then to make it so it's not confusing, let's turn off our other console log, which is here, which shows you like the file was written. So that's that log there. So same thing. Let's run the script, and you can see here that the XML that we just saw output above has now been objectified, and it sure looks like more. Oh yeah, here's 20 records because we didn't filter to 5, we did 20. So you get a counter with this stuff too. So there's ways that you could like add that to the log, 0 through 19, or increase it to one base index up to 20 and just keep that in the log file. Could help you with pagination. We'll get there later. But for now, see how it just outputs that. And then, yeah, so we're feeling dandy. Obviously, these console log errors could be written to the actual log, not to, the terminal. But that's good for testing. And then, so we did read elements. We're logging out the results. Let me turn that back off. And then here's contents. It equals results.contents, which is just a little bit of a subset. So let's see what contents is doing. It's actually the element in the XML here, right here, contents. Gets you a little better of a filter. Let's log that out and see what that looks like. It's going to look pretty much the same. Let's see. Whoops. Gosh darn music. Folks, we're going to have to pick another song because I just can't listen to that again. So let's go back over to free music and let's just hope for the best. We've got, let's try this one. Nah. It's kind of groovy. Really need to hear the rest of it, but I really want hip hop. I think I checked hip hop. Let's just go with hip hop and see if we can find anything. All the Wild Creatures. Is that the name of it? Maybe that. Nah. 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 Come on, Scott Nice. Alright, I'm not loving it. Let's see if we can get past Scott Nice. Who's EBSA? Heart work, remain resolute. Sounds good. Come on. Waiting. Wish I could fast forward this. Interesting. Sometimes I found some amazing ones I just like loved so much on this site. Come on. Not a bad intro. It's all about the bass though, like if they mess up the bass. It's not too bad. It's kind of got hip hop, rap, hip hop.
Life keeps going if you like it or not. Like it or not, if you like it or not. Life keeps going if you like it or not.
That's a hook.
Like it or not.
Okay.
Like it or not, yeah. Life keeps going.
Let's go to the next one.
Everyone has challenges in their life every day.
EBSA. Let's see what Jonas is up to. Almost. Boy, I'm spending a bunch of time on this. Looks like I'm going to just have to repeat the audio. You're killing me, Jonas. It's kind of groovy. Electronic hip hop, huh? Can we get some good bass? Lisa. I like his piano. Okay, that's the intro. Come on.
I don't rap about problems, I don't rap.
That's it under hip hop? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Only 3 guys?
I couldn't wait to get it. Everybody was telling me to get a Mercedes Benz or get this.
This is the last try. I meant to say this is the last try. I'm going to click popular. Curators. About. Come on, go back here. And charts past week about. Blah, blah, blah. Man, they did this to me. Okay, let's go out to the web. I'm just like desperate to like royalty free beats, free SoundCloud. Alright, let's find out. Yeah. Now we're talking. Can I download this? Hit 'em hard. The Passion Hi-Fi. It's okay. I like that beat intro. Let's see. This guy's good. That's kind of cool. Let's see what else. Very cool stuff. I don't know. I'm desperate. Let's go back to here. See what this is. Okay, I'm down with this one. Can I download it though? Give it to me. Download. Don't make me log in. More. Download file. Don't do it to me. Oh, you're gonna make me do it. Nice. Okay, after this, no more delays. Boom. Boom. Done. I actually don't love this. I think I'll just take the intro beats. It's kind of cool though. Alright, let's put her out there. Thanks for standing by, guys. It's all gonna pay off. This guy's beat's a little trippy. Let's go back to here. Off, dude. Stop. Oh, that hurt my head. Okay, insert file, import file. The Passion Hi-Fi. Hit 'em hard. Okay, we got it here. Let's bring it here. I have a feeling it's not at the beginning. I kind of want to like. Where's the scroll bar? Make me do that. I want to take this, and I guess I'll move that down there. Is it spacebar? Don't make me call you Adobe support and be like, where's... Yeah, that's that groovy stuff. Yeah, maybe we start off heavy and then... Let's get this right, people. Oh, it's playing, that's why. See, I like this section right here. I like this. That's groovy right there. It's like a little journey. But then what does it do over here? It's weird. It's a good fade out. Maybe this just loops. Let's see what else it does. Then it goes and does all this. Is it the same hook? I guess I could survive that. Where does it get? Where does it get weird? I guess it's all good. Okay, so now how do we get back to? Is it here? Nope. Crap. Yeah, right there. This software's easy. I like it. I like talking to myself here on audio for 45 minutes. All right, let's see, guys. Guys, let's see here. See how the audio plays out now. Boom. Let's get back to work. So thanks for working through this. And let's get back to... So there's all the files. The 20 files came down. Here's the log file. You know, it's supposed to be tab delimited. I don't know what happened there. I guess that's a tab. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is. And then how many tabs we got here? That's a tab. So something with that. It's super funky looking, eh? Crazy tabs. Whatever. Must be the length of that string. You chop it down. So that's a strange anomaly. That's 2 tabs. 1 tab, 2 tab, 1 tab. Who knows? The magic of encoding. Now let's go here. I win the award for jumping around script overview. So we did the read elements. We were able to output the log. And I don't think we did that. So let's clear out our directory again. And then, I don't know is there a command for clearing out your terminal without having to close it, open it? Let's check that, dude. I've been wanting to learn that. NodeJS clear terminal. There you go. It's probably clear, right? Console.clear. Boom. Yeah, let's do it. Whoops. Yeah, it bailed on me. Did you telling me I gotta do that? Doesn't work in the terminal. Don't make me waste my time. Man, not like in that. No, people. I know all you out there know this one, but I don't know this one. Work, OSX, whatever. So I'm just gonna close this. I'm gonna go terminal, new terminal. How's my day? Alright. Look at the cheesy transition. Here it comes. I think I got way too much overlay. Yeah, that was ugly. Oh yeah, no kidding. Look at that. Let's stop. Let's move this more like to here. It's like right when it fades out, it's gonna go boom. Let's check it. Hey, this thing. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. But let's double check down here. I guess to get around, you just scrub. That's your scroll. And let's bring this right about there. A little bit further. Let's get a little bit of silence. Come on, can't move it like 1 second. Stop. Just barely there. Let's try that. Whatever, leave that for now. And let's save this thing. let's start over and see if we can. Yeah, let's move on. All right, so I don't know if we've logged out contents yet. Let's just do it just for fun. Kind of boring actually, but node. Boom. So same thing. See, you get the files right, but they're still encoding. So that's why like down here, this async methods where it's like file downloaded doesn't get called until it's like completely done. Actually, is it done with async? I'll have to double check that. Doesn't look like it. Oh yeah, file.on. Then you get the callback, then it calls downloaded file. So right when that's actually done, it does get called, and you actually write to the log file. I was doing a console.log here, so you can kind of see it, and it actually completes. That's what we had down here, where it writes to the log file when it's really done. Because it's like, all right, I'm done. I wrote, and now I'm going to write to the log file, and then it actually prints. So that's when you notice things are actually done processing. Because you can see here the thumbnails are not even here all the way. The files are still being written. Takes a few minutes because they're huge TIFF files, most of them. See that? It's still loading. In a moment here, they'll all have thumbnail icons. So let's see if we see. They have no way of knowing right now that the operation's done. If error, throw error. This isn't even getting trapped. So let's wait for this puppy. It looks like it's actually done executing, so that's interesting. Give it one more sec. These files, let's check the file sizes on some of these. 35 meg each, you know. That's why when they get these little icons, they're done. So it'd be nice to write this script to like really know what the file size was, when it really is binary buffered and done, and report that back to the client, which we haven't yet written the client side of this, which I think is going to be done in Angular. So let's just let this complete. I'll clear out the directory, I'll put the console logger back on, and I'll lower the max keys to like 4 files so it doesn't take so long. But yeah, just to make a main point, we probably wouldn't want to pass a max keys parameter of like 1,000. You just sit here and grind forever, and you'd never know when the operation was done. Memory could get overloaded. So that's why we'd want to like chunk it and keep logs and have a keep alive type of approach. So, okay. With no look, so yeah, there it did just complete down here. So you can kind of say like, all right, node is done. And like these last few file writes are still happening behind the scene. That's why we should really be checking those somehow, to know that like the disk is done, because it's not fully loaded yet. Real close. There's 1, 2 more to go. Come on. Look, there's our music. Come on. Is this Chucky? Can't remember. Okay, I think we're done. Just one more file. I'll turn this up a little in my headphones. This is the greatest 1-hour demo of the shortest script on how to download files ever. It's gonna go viral. Okay, they're all done. So some of these were text files, interesting data inside them, plotted coordinates. Let's clear this out now. Double check the log file, looks bueno. Cool. If you don't delete the log file, it'll continue to append, which we'll go through some of the methods that I learned with this NodeJS script that I thought were really cool. Like with no further holdback on that one, I really liked the usage of append file. If the file doesn't exist, it creates it. How cool is that, you know? Because I just remember maybe like languages nowadays all handle that, probably do, but in the old days I remember it's like you got to check if the file exists or it throws an error, and then you got to create the file, and then once you create the file you got to open the file for writing, then you write, and you save the file. Now with like, look at this little append file. It's just like, file doesn't exist, creates it. File does exist, just keeps appending to it. Super cool. Node is awesome like that. So we kind of left off on read elements and we logged that out. We'll take that off. This object.keys, again, like I'll search around the web, it's okay, what's the best way to handle the keys? I told you earlier that the full path that I was getting of the key had like forward slashes in it. So this regexp right here takes the key string and it says for every one of those forward slashes globally, we're going to do a find, and then over here on a replace, we replace on regex on that and just put dashes for now. So that's how it's writing the files with dashes in it, because in Windows you can't have forward slashes in file names. It's just not cool. So it's this section here should really start to be built out for directory structuring, where it's like, okay, you called this path, so I'm going to actually create folders inside of the downloads folder that are essentially match the prefix folder, 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 then file. And file is like pretty much probably this, yeah, contents key.key 0. They seem to return everything in data with like, even if it's just like one item in it, they wrap everything in an array. So it's always 0 based index, because it's just like one item in each one of those keys, as far as I could tell on that call. So I just like hard code 0. So maybe there's the data is different in different areas of this bucket. I don't know enough about the API. So this could be cleaner too, where it's like check and see and get everything out of there that's in the key. But it feels like key right now is just like that element, and you'll see it in the data if you play with this. So, but this is a combination of what looks like folders plus the file name, and so this area needs to be chopped up. Folders need to be made, but for now, it's just a super dirty trick to take the forward slash paths, put dashes on them, and make one long file name, and that's ugly, I know. And then, so you write the binary file with this declarative function here, passing down 3 attributes, which is URL, the downloaded file itself that we just talked about here, and then the callback, which should be file downloaded. So once write binary file starts to do its work, let me turn down my music in my headset. You're using the fs command, the file system, where it does like a create write stream, and I just do it in the local directory here. Download folder, which is set up here in const, this constant variable here called download folder is downloads, and plus the log file, which is log.txt, and then the downloaded file itself was the one that gets passed along pretty far. So this probably could be done better too, but it's like essentially the downloaded file is key.replace. It's like where it does replace that long string. And if you don't remember what that data looks like, let's just go back over here and take a look and say like, this is what they consider a key, which is like folder, 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 nether folder, and then an actual file name. So just replace all those forward slash paths with a dash for now, just to get the files downloaded. It's ugly. So there'll probably be another 2-hour video put out about where I actually write that up and chop down into folders and write the folders and all that good stuff. Okay, so we looked at write binary file. Once it's finished, it closes it, calls the callback of downloaded files by signature there, so it passes it along, write to file, and then what's happening here, plus log file, and then write log file, write to log file, calls this method, it's passing downloaded file down to here. Gosh, that music stopped so quick, man. I need another song, but I won't put you through that. So is this the scroll bar? Oh, finally. See, I learned something. I want to just hear like Chucky. Let's go with Chucky right now. You just put the scrub header here. And man, Adobe Audition is awesome. Let's see if we can get that laugh file track. Laugh audio MP3. Ha ha ha. I think that's what it is. Laugh sounds, sound clips. Don't make me download stuff. Attribution. No. 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 That's cute. That's kind of funny. Like, that's stupid. What else we got? Creepy laugh. Funny kid giggle. That's kind of cool. Sleigh bells, huh? Yeah. That's it? Oh. Crowd laughing. Maniacal laugh. Evil laugh. Hyena laughing. Almost. Seagulls. That's dumb. Sick baby. One of these gotta be there. Come on. I want like a high-pitched laugh. Oh. I don't want to settle either. Come on. Man. Sound Bible, huh? Dog laugh. I don't know. Maybe this one. How do I get it? Funny kid giggle. What? Get out of here with that. MP3 wave. I'll take the wave. Okay, I think it's downloading. It says my downloads are empty. There we go. Hey man. Where'd that go? Oh. The Passion Hive. No, I don't think it's downloading, dudes. Your website's broken. Gonna make me inspect that thing. Canvas. Oh, who has the time for this? You little bastards. Downloads. Size. And no working, man. Unless I'm missing something. Which I'm not. PHP, huh? Yeah, it won't download. Something's blocking it. Probably Chrome. Chrome probably said don't trust. Well, good, because I didn't want that file anyways, so let's... But I'm getting a laugh. See, he's got a laugh in his audio right there. Laughing sounds. Come on. Feslian Studios. Evil laugh, funny laugh, funny laugh, funny laugh. Don't make me do that. Why is it gonna be funny? I just want a high-pitched laugh. That's all. That is pretty funny. Not. People sneezing. Alright. Dude. Weird. That's stupid. Okay. Evil laugh. It's kind of weird. whatever. Just for the sake of just doing something. Please download started. If you're making money using the music. I don't think we're making any money on this one. Evil laugh. Finally, dude. Okay, let's go to downloads. Let's get our evil laugh. I don't even like this, but I'm just doing it because maybe it's going to be amazing. So let's pop it here and put it here, paste it right in the mess, and then go back over here. Let's bring it in on its own channel. We'll put it right here. File, import file, evil laugh. Where was it? Oh, come on. I don't see you. Oh, there it is. Can I just... Why is it not? Let's hear what it sounds like. That's stupid. Oh, that does sound kind of cool though. Let's pop it right over and see what happens. Alright, then we'll just maybe bring him in a couple more times. It's alright. Might like speed it up with like an effect. Let's see if I can put it right here. No copy paste. First time. We got a rookie here. Control C, Control. Oops. Dude. Might be such a thing as overuse. Right around there. Can we apply effects to this thing? Rename, clip gain, select, got that, select, bound session, edit source file. I'd just like to speed it up to like chipmunk sound. We'll do that later. And I think we've done enough of that laugh. I mean, I feel like there should be one more. Even though I don't like that laugh that much. Okay, so like, might as well just prove that it's overdone. We'll tighten that one up to be a like a chipmunk sound. Now it's getting funny. Alright, back to it. Okay, I'm imagining we're gonna run out of disk here pretty soon with OBS, like recording this much audio. But we're back and coming back with a 1 hour script share. So I think you guys get the point that the script writes the log file out, write log to file. Now this is kind of ugly too. This date time string builder. I'm not proud of this, but like I wanted to write to the log file and have some sort of a something in the log that shows the date and time, right? And there'll probably be a key from the download, like 0 through 20, or just some sort of a stamper that we can always marry it back. And they're like, we match this query, this filter, I don't know. But timestamp right here, when you do the pen file, calls timestamp plus \t. So timestamp is equal to calling this method here. And this basically builds up a new object in date time, as you can see. Still reusing the same name locally, timestamp, return timestamp, and it's like full year, month, day, etc. So this is super simple and straightforward, ends up in a log file. And that's it. So without any further ado, we will run this one more time. Where I'm just going to open this up, this console log right to log file, which is sort of the last indicator that this is done. I'll bring this up here. And then let's bring over the downloads directory. Excuse me, got the hiccups. And let's run this thing. And there you can see it gets 4 of the main files pretty quickly. It actually starts to write really quickly right here. So a lot of the files are coming down, but you notice we're like looping. So this is like, even though it seems like it happened in a multi-millisecond, I want to figure out a way to like in parallel call the array of files and create separate streams, not loops, because it's looping. It's like file. I'd like to be able to create like pools, like isolate the pools where it's like able to get like chunks of like 20 files at a time, or one file, each one's got like a dedicated stream. I have to look into that. But I guess it'd be to see if like we can help get the files down in a certain equal way, maybe, I don't know. But right now it's basically looping. So more discovery there on how to get all the files in the collection started at the same time. That might be kind of interesting, because right now you can see it's just like going through the list. So whoop-de-doo. That's it. All right, with no further ado, I think we're gonna wrap up this super long and informative script. I'll go ahead and list right here the over on my repo chad.git, you'll see GCP public data landsat file downloader, and you'll see it's just a very good starter script on how to pull files using especially XML files. Of course you can use something like node fetch, or of course request, which is now deprecated, to just get data, especially JSON data from a REST API. But this one was interesting because it does the XML pull. So that's my share for the Node.js team, and I'm sure that no one's gonna watch this whole audio video, but it was my honor to share and get back into making content. And much love to everyone out there, and to the YouTube algorithms that this super long file will help get your attention. Thanks to everyone. Appreciate you very much. And let's make it a great week. I don't know what a good closeout is. See you the next time. Bye.